It's time for this week's episode of Brandon Sports Talk, featuring in-depth interviews from those who are trending in the world of athletics. And now, here's the host of Brandon Sports Talk, Brandon Pate.
Welcome back to Brandon Sports Talk. In today's episode, I have the privilege to interview the UT Martin head track and field coach, Jolyta Henderson. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well, and you?
I'm doing good. Can you talk about how you knew that you wanted to get into college track and field coaching?
Okay, so that's actually a question that a lot of people ask. Obviously, it's like, what made you want to do what you do? I actually didn't decide to get into coaching until after college, like while I was in college. I just enjoyed getting better, and my college coach was an amazing coach. So watching him do what he does and just helping people to get better, I was like, you know what? I think I want to do that. And so it's just kind of.
What was it like, obviously, going to the state championship 3 times in high school?
All right, so going in high school in Tennessee, back during those times, it was like a big deal and it was for my school being so small in the West Tennessee area. Not too many people know what Dyersburg is, so to go to state and just kind of put Dyersburg on the map was really amazing, and to win a couple of championships was nice.
How was it like winning 5 championships, state titles?
Oh, kind of crazy, a little crazy because I actually got two of them my senior year. So it really wasn't, I mean, you kind of expect greatness, but when it comes, it's like, oh my goodness, like, yeah, I actually did that. But like I said, in order to come from a small town, a small school, people don't know much about, in order to just put it on the map and be out there, it's nice. I mean, that was quite a ways away, like that was 10 years ago. So it's.
What was it like, obviously, competing for Murray State?
Competing for Murray State was tough. I will say that they're a great track and field program. I competed with some of the, best female athletes that I have ever seen in my life. To run next to Alexis Love was like kind of crazy. It's like, oh, hey, yeah, that's my teammate. She, ran for Team USA for a little bit there. And so just college in general, sports is just way different from high school. So it was a big eye opener to what I wanted to do, and it's really competitive.
Of course, coming out of Murray State, what was it like getting into college coaching?
Hard. It was hard. I started coaching at 22. So right after graduating from Murray, that's in May, I got hired in August. So it was a little hectic, especially like I've never been on that side of the program. Like I've always been the athlete, so I've never been the coach. So it's a big learning experience to do it so young.
What was it like starting out being an assistant track and field coach?
Being an assistant was, like I said, it's different. It's just different. New environment, new atmosphere, having to, build a program at such a young age, having to deal with people that are, close to your age, but you have to be over them. When I got hired at 22, my oldest athlete was 21. So it was like, oh, yeah, hey, like, we're not friends. Like I have to lead you. And so it was a big learning experience in order to come here as an assistant, but I wouldn't trade it for the world. Peter Dalton taught me so much as well. So it was nice.
What was it like in 2019, the season, obviously going to the championship in the OVC?
2019 was, I guess, by far my favorite year because that's where all my OVC championships came from. It was really unexpected. Tyreek Sapp, he came in. We had to register him his first year, and then the next season, I'm like, okay, let's go for it. Like, you can do this. And he's never ran a 60 before a day in his life, thought that short sprints was not even possible for him. And I was like, but you can do this. and he wins OVC. So it's kind of crazy. And then to have a freshman, Brady Fry, to come in and not like you know gonna be good, but you just didn't know how good. And he came in, he did everything I asked of him, even more. And when he got out on track, he won OVC as a freshman, which was amazing. And then for our DMR to come, we put together our DMR kind of last minute. We weren't really sure who was going to be on it. We were like, but if we want to win, this is probably the best matchup that we can have. And those guys took the baton, went all the way around, and they won it. So it was great. It was awesome.
How was it like this year in 2021, obviously becoming the head coach after becoming the assistant coach?
When I became head coach, it was nice. It was really amazing to be a head coach at the age of 25. Not too many people can say that. To be the youngest Division I head coach, here at UT Martin, and as well as like in the OVC, and to be African American, and to be a woman. Like there's so many people that want to be at this level, want to get a head coach position, and I did it at such a young age. It's awesome. That's all I can say. Like it's really nice. It's a lot of learning and a lot of adjusting, a lot of growing that I had to do really fast. But hey, I'm taking it one day at a time.
Of course, how has it been, obviously, you said with being such young, being a head coach, how has that been, obviously, still being so close to your players in age as head coach?
It's got a lot easier because, as a college coach, you get older, but your athletes stay the same age. You relatively work with athletes from 18 and 22. And now that the age gap has expanded, it has gotten a lot easier. Not that it was too hard before, it's just trying to realize, like, yeah, we were in high school at the same time, but hey, like, we're not best friends and stuff. So it's getting easier. They're younger. They look up to me. Now I'm not like, they don't see me as like, oh yeah, that could be my friend. Now it's more so like big sister. And then like maybe eventually it'll be like, okay, like that's like mama. Not so much as like, hey, coming to me for every single little thing. Like, so we'll just see.
What are some of the things that you've accomplished so far at UT Martin?
I will say the 3 OVC titles that I have as far as individual, for Tyreek Sapp in the 60 and the 2, in the 60 opener, hurdles, sorry. Those were, I would say, my biggest accomplishments as far as like from the conference level. But as a head coach, it was really awesome to have Darius Holland, which is my long jumper, go to NCAA first rounds. I've never been before, not as an athlete, not as a coach, so it was nice to go. And for Ryan Ford to go in the 10K. So that was pretty awesome to get that experience and to be around all those coaches.
What does a typical track and field meet look like as head coach?
Hectic. Hectic. Right now, because I coach sprints, jumps, hurdles, and multis, so I'm kind of everywhere. Like, where I start off the meet with, field events, maybe a couple throws and stuff, and jumps, and then, oh yeah, now the hurdlers have to warm up. I have to go see them, and then I have to go over to shorter sprints and then longer sprints, and then I might get a little break for like the 3K, and then, oh yeah, you got the 4x4. So it's a little hectic for me. I am everywhere, but I have a great support system with my staff, and they help me out a lot.
What is it like not just coaching the women, but also coaching the men too?
It's different. And men do not respond the same to different stuff. Like the way that I talk to my women, I can't talk to my guys. The way I talk to my guys, I can't talk to my women. They just respond differently and sometimes you have to be, a little bit more nurturing on one side and a little more headstrong on the other side. So it's different. I have learned a lot about how, everybody responds to different things. So you have to talk to different people different ways so that you can get your point across, but also getting them to understand like what's the best way for them to understand what you need.
Who are some of the teams that you compete against in the competitions on meet day?
Meet day, we see so many people. We do a little bit within our conference. We see Murray State quite a bit, SEMO, Belmont, and Austin P. We do see those regularly, I would say. Most of the times we go to around the same type of meets during the season. Outside of that, we also do see some of the bigger teams. We've seen Auburn and LSU and Tennessee, Virginia Tech. So yeah, it's kind of crazy because in track and field, there's no set like, oh, you have to compete against certain teams. So we can see some of the big name people. We can also see some of, NAIA schools as well.
What's it like, obviously, getting to compete against those big name people like Georgia, Tennessee, Auburn, and stuff like that?
It's crazy when your athletes, in a sense, like stay in the race with those people. They might not win it, they might not beat them, but just to see them stay in the race with them is an eye opener to like, you're not doing everything wrong. Like you are doing good. And also when we get to see those teams, that's also a good time for me to be able to talk to some of those coaches. Do get advice here and there on different things, and it's really nice because the coaching community is pretty awesome and everybody pretty open to like, hey, yeah, you should do this or you shouldn't do this or this is helping, and everybody kind of feeds off of each other, which is it's really.
How is it like, obviously, playing conference meets, like obviously going to Murray?
Going to Murray is great. I competed there. I love the facilities. Coach K and Coach Riggins are my mentors. They've done a lot for me and have helped me out a lot. So when we go to Murray, it's nice for me because I'm back at home. Once a racer, always a racer, as we say. At the same time, it's nice to see where you stack up in the conference. It's like you get to see them before we actually OVC championships. So it's good to see where you're at and who's doing what, and see you have to compete again, like who's your big.
What does the recruitment process look like for prospective student athletes looking to go into track and field at UT Murray?
So it can run different ways. You can sometimes we get emails. That was one just went off right there. Sorry. Sometimes we get emails from athletes, like if I don't find them, they find me. Seeing people at meets, coaches contacting me, and different things like that. So there's a lot of ways to get to different athletes around the world. So
what does the official visit look like on the track and field side?
On track and field side, it's fun. The official visit with us is awesome. They come in, they meet with me, we eat great food, we catch a game, whether it's basketball, football, just depends on what time it is and what season we're in. We get to meet the athletes and hopefully enjoy an amazing time here in Martin.
Of course, when the recruits are on the official visit, obviously, do they get to see the uniform, the orange uniform that they get to wear?
Yes, they do get to see the uniform. They get to have that little experience of like, yeah, this looks good. Like I look good as a Skyhawk. So yes, they do get to see a uniform.
Of course, as head coach, what's it like, obviously, seeing those recruits put on that Skyhawk jersey and feel at home in it?
It's awesome. It's nice, especially it's all about growing. And when you get to grow your team, or like you hate to see the athletes leave, but you love to see and see how they do. So it's really refreshing.
What advice would you give prospective student athletes looking to go into track and field?
I will give you what I give every athlete that I talk to. Work as hard as you can and it's a little most. It's not about how 200s you can do with the little rest. Like it's how much sleep are you getting? How much water are you drinking? What are you doing outside of the track is what really has a big effect on what you do on the track. And grades are a big thing. You come here, yes, but you come here to get a degree. So you're a student first. And any school that anybody's looking into and want to go, they write down the pros and cons. Make sure they know what they like and what they don't like, and figure that out and know what they want. And I guess those would be the big things.
What advice would you give coaches looking to get started in the industry and first-time head coaches?
Okay. Keep your networking. Network. If you can meet some, go up and talk to them. Don't be shy to put yourself out there. A lot of people think like some of these big name coaches, oh, they're not going to talk to me because I'm so young, or they don't mind. They will want you, and they want you to become them and even better than them. So put your name out there. Don't be afraid to talk to people. Don't be afraid to email some people. I'm not saying do it all the time, but don't be afraid to just put yourself out there. And remember to trust the process. We tell our athletes all the time to trust the process, but you have to do it yourself. Did I know that I was 25? No. Was that a goal of mine? No, it wasn't. But opportunity presented itself, and you just have to take it when it comes.
That's great advice. Where can my listeners find you at on social media along with the UT Martin track and field program?
Say that one more time.
Where can my listeners find you at on social media along with the UT Martin track and field program at?
I am on Instagram. I will say that. I'm on Instagram. Do I get up there too often? Somewhat. But find me on Instagram. You can find me on Twitter. And yeah, those are my major.
Thank you again for your interview, and best of luck in your future as the UT Martin head track and field coach.
Thank you so much, Brandon.
You can find Brandon Sports Talk on Facebook at Brandon Sports Talk, Instagram at Brandon Sports Talk, Twitter at Talk_Brandon, and you can find me on YouTube at Brandon Sports Talk. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you again for your interview, and best of luck in your future.
All right, thank you too.
You've been watching Brandon Sports Talk. Please feel free to like, share, and subscribe to Brandon Sports Talk on social media and on YouTube.